जी डॉक्टर साहब। हेलो। हाँ जी, बोलिए जी। सर मेरे को डिटेल हैगी है कि गो कार्ड दी है एक ये सिस्टम खाली हो गया फिर दूजा होना है क्योंकि एक अच्छा नहीं नहीं इशू पता की है मैनू जो प्रदीप ने फोटो भेजी ना 6 बजे वाली वो LPU मेन पेज पे भेजी है ਇਹਦੀ YouTube ਦੀ ਭਾਜੀ ਹਲੇ ਆ ਚੱਲਦਾ ਪਿਆ ਨਾ ਇੱਕ ਸਾਡਾ हाँ फेसबुक मेरे को सिस्टम खाली हो गया जितने फेसबुक चल रहा वो तो एको जगह तो मैं कर देना दोनों पे वो तो गूगल मीट एक जगह ही चाहिए मैनू बट ये है कि मेरे को सिस्टम खाली हो जाए क्योंकि एक तो मैं नैक का काम करता पाया मैं कह रहा मैं ना एक कंप्यूटर ते नैक का काम कर रहा हूँ मैं छड्ड नहीं सकता की करा फोटो लभन ते लाया होया वो पुरानियां 2015 तो 2019 ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ 7.1.2 नहीं ਇਹਦਾ ਦੀਪਕ ਤੇ ਗੁਪਤਾ ਜੀ ਵਾਲਾ ਸਤੀਜਾ ਵਾਲਾ ਫੀਮੇਲ ਦੀਆਂ ਫੋਟੋਆਂ ਚਾਹੀਦੀਆਂ ਉਹ ਕੋਈ ਫਰੈਸ਼ਮੈਨ ਦੀ ਕੋਈ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਕੱਟ ਕੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਸਕਰੀਨਸ਼ਾਟ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ HD ਕਨਵਰਟ ਕਰਕੇ ਦੇ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਉਹ ਦੀਪਕ ਫਿਰ ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਉਹ ਕਰਦਾ ਸਿਲੈਕਟ ਚਲੋ ਪਹਿਲੇ ਇਨਫੋਰਮੇਸ਼ਨ ਤਾਂ ਆ ਗਈ ਸੀਗੀ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਹੀ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਨਾ ਖਾਲੀ ਉਦਾਂ ਹੀ ਮੈਂ ਕਰ ਦੂੰਗਾ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਜੀ
are in the pink of your health and are quite decked up with all the festivities that we have going around these days. Well, today we will be having some amazing performances in the field of literary by some of our most prestigious members of the Literary Society. And along with the performances, we will also be having a panel discussion with them. So stay tuned to hear some amazing performances and views of our members on the given topic for the panel discussion, which is right after the individual performances. So, without any further delay, let me invite to the virtual stage the very first participant for today's showcase. I would like to request Ms. Deeksha Gaur to join me.
सभी को मेरा नमस्कार। मैं दीक्षा गौर आपके सामने एक कविता प्रस्तुत करने जा रही हूँ, जिसका शीर्षक है अहिंसा और विश्व शांति। ये पहली कविता है जो मैंने लिखी है, तो ये कुछ इस प्रकार है। इंसानों की बढ़ती भीड़-भाड़ में कहीं इंसानियत को खो रहे हैं हम। इंसानों की बढ़ती भीड़-भाड़ में कहीं इंसानियत को खो रहे हैं हम। कुछ अन्याय होता देख, क्यों मुँह मोड़ ले रहे हैं हम? क्यों यह सोचते हैं कि हम क्या कर सकते हैं, जबकि हम ही तो हैं जो सब कुछ कर सकते हैं। आज 4 लोगों की कहानी में 40 ज़िंदगियाँ बर्बाद हो रही हैं। आज 4 लोगों की कहानी में 40 ज़िंदगियाँ बर्बाद हो रही हैं, इंसान और इंसानियत के बीच की दूरियाँ बढ़ती जा रही हैं। शक्ल वही है दुनिया की, मगर शख्सियत बदलती जा रही है। कहते हैं कि दुनिया में केवल 2 प्रकार के लोग होते हैं, एक अच्छे और बुरे। मगर यदि हम अच्छे, तो क्या फ़र्क कौन बुरा? यदि हम बुरे, तो दुनिया में कोई अच्छा ही नहीं। दूसरों को दोष देना नहीं, हमें खुद को बदलना है। अपने जीवन में सच्चाई और अच्छाई को अपनाना है। अहिंसा जीवन का वह पाठ है, जो हमें जीना सिखाएगा। हिंसा से कुछ हासिल नहीं होता, यह हमें बतलाएगा। धन्यवाद।
Thank you so much, Miss Deeksha, for such an amazing poem. And I would really like to ask you that I know for a fact that you have just joined the university, but you are right away on the top of your game and you've been consistently performing at so many showcases. You've been participating in so many competitions. In fact, if I am right, this particular poem that you had written was also for a national conference.
Yes, this I had written for a conference, but unfortunately I didn't get selected for it. But I am so glad that I got this opportunity from the Literary Society and Vaishali ma'am to, explore my different creative sides and practice my writing and speaking.
Well, quite certainly. And Diksha, I would like to ask you, were you into the field of literary prior to your commencement of the journey at Lovely Professional University?
No, I was not really into literature or speaking or participating at all, actually. I never participated in anything in school or anywhere outside. So, in this lockdown, actually, I thought that it is time to, explore my abilities and do something different, just not sit idly. So, I got to know about LPO and Literary Society and the very great mentors and speakers at LPU, and I thought that this is something I should do because it is so great and it is a wonderful experience.
Definitely, definitely. Well, Disha, being a fresher who hasn't been able to visit the university, I'm sure there is something, some event, or some particular place that you look forward to visiting the first thing you are in campus. Would you like to share what are your feelings about the time that you will be in campus physically for the first time as the student of Lovely Professional University?
Well, I'm so disappointed that I'm not able to visit the university because of this COVID-19. It is such a heartbreaking thing, but I do look forward to visiting the Shanti Devi Mittal Auditorium because I've heard a lot about it and I want to perform in front of all the people at Shanti Devi Mittal Auditorium. So yes, that is one place I am looking forward to. Yeah.
Well, definitely. And I am pretty sure that you will quite enjoy performing at the Shanti Devi Mittal Auditorium in our university because trust me, it is a very different feeling when you're on that stage, and when you have so many people sitting in the audience. And for a fact that I've been there, there is one thing that you need to know, that when you're on that stage, when you're on the podium, you can literally see nothing in the audience. Like the flashlights, the spotlights, all of them are so blinding that for people who have a stage fear, it really is a plus point for them, because you cannot see the audience, so you are quite more confident, because it feels like you're performing for yourself. I really wish and hope that you get to visit the campus soon, and so do we.
Yes, indeed, and this just made me 100 times more excited to see LPU for the first time.
Definitely. I hope you get to see it very soon. And I am pretty sure the humongous campus that we have, you will at least take, almost a week, since you will have classes and all as well. I'm sure you'll take almost a week to explore every nook and corner of the university. And I wish you all the very best for that. I will have you again for the panel discussion. Till then, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And ladies and gentlemen, the next performee that we have is an international debater and has been to Indonesia to represent her literary skills. And I am sure you will be completely in awe of her performance once she starts speaking. So, without any further delay, let me welcome over to the virtual stage Miss Reshma.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, wonderful. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Reshma, and I'm here back with one more topic, not a debating topic, just a garden variety topic, being an introvert and its beauty. And you all can relate to my points if you have ever heard these points, or if you ever your friends have heard these points. Yeah. And I also listen to a lot of TED Talks, and I recently listened to this one by Madam Susan, The Power of Introverts. She said a thing about children's school benches, and it was, if you have noticed, these days the children's school benches are like minimum four, maximum 60 students sitting together, so that they could engage. But somewhere it will also put a peer pressure on those students, basically who are introverted and basically who don't like talking much. It will give them a pressure to talk with those students, right? And also a research by Adam Grant at Wharton School found that introverted leaders provide better outcome compared to extroverted leaders, because what introverted leaders do is, when they are handling proactive employees, what they do is they just let the employees run around with their ideas so that they get noticed and their ideas get recognized. But what extroverted leaders do is they so excited because of their ideas, and it's hard for others' ideas to get noticed and recognized, right? Again, it's according to the research, not to be honest. But when it comes to my point, like I have heard a lot of advices like you should not be an introvert. It's not good. It will be hard for you in the future. So you should be an extrovert. Just come out of it. But to be honest, when an extrovert is being an extrovert, and when an ambivert is being an ambivert, and when an introvert is being an introvert, that's the best thing, because they're being the best version of themselves, right? And that's one thing. And also, even I used to be a school kid. Like when I was a school kid, it was the same thing for me, sitting in the benches, and like I never used to talk, so it was hard for me. But the beauty of introverts is they are always mysterious. Like you can never know what their next step is. Like for example, go and conduct a public speaking competition. Like people who have those misconceptions regarding introverts would never ever expect an introvert to come to stage and perform, and that's where they are mysterious, right? So with this, I'm concluding that it's always great when an extrovert is an extrovert and ambivert is an ambivert and introvert and an introvert, because it's the best version of themselves. Thank you.
Well, quite an interesting topic out there, Ms. Reshma, I must say. And I know for a fact that you are an extremely good orator, and seeing you perform is always a delight.
Well, thank you so much.
I would like to ask you that you've been an international debater. I really want to know, how was the experience for you as a public speaker?
Well, it was a great platform with more than 400 people, and I was the only 17-year-old there. Like everyone were like elder to me, and like it was all like different language, people from Indonesia, other countries, and all. And it was great, and it was the first time for me to debate actually. And I don't know how I immediately took it to the international platform. Honestly, before that I've never done national debates. And I directly went to international debate, and that's when I actually gained the confidence to talk in front of people. And before that, I never used to talk. And so it so the great thing I gained from there is confidence. I used to be like I used to have the stage fear and anxiety, but now it's not mostly.
Well, that is definitely quite a nice experience, and I would also like to ask you, since you've been in the university for nearly a year and a half now, I would like to know that how do
Yeah.
you feel being a part of an university that has so much exposure given out to students in the field of literary?
Well, choosing LPU was one of my greatest decision, and coming to literary society is beyond that. I have no words to express it. And like each and every week something is keeps on going on. Like I've never seen these things happen at other universities, and that's the best thing about our university and literary society. We always come up with some sort of solution for students, even at the time of pandemic. Right, we are handling these virtual stuff, and so it has always been great for me.
Very well, very well. The final question that I have for you, since I too have been in the university for a year and a half, and I know quite a few things about the university as well. I want you to, I want to know what is the one thing that you'd like to make our freshers jealous about, the one event that you might have been a part of, or any in and out of the university that you would like to share.
Maybe hosting in Shanti Devil auditorium, or maybe the hosting the Coke Studio event. These are like the greatest event, like as far as I've seen. I've never witnessed Coke Studio, but I never had a chance. I always got with some other stuff, and I did not have a chance actually. So I would like to make our freshers jealous about this.
Well, definitely. The Coke Studio that happened at the university last year was quite a delight, and even hosting at Shantidevi with Auditorium is definitely a dream stage for most of the public speakers in the university.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
thank you so much, Ms. Reshma. I will call you again for the panel discussion.
Yeah, thank you so much.
And ladies and gentlemen, if you too are literary enthusiasts and wish to portray your literary skills to the entire university, to the entire nation for that matter, if you wish to participate in events, if you wish to host, if you wish to portray your skills in various competitions in and outside of the university, go and register yourselves for the Literary Society from your UMS accounts, and we will be more than glad to help and assist you in your journey. With that being said, and having witnessed two amazing performances, I happen to write a little myself, and I happen to do a little poetry. Not so good. I'm quite amateur, I must say, but definitely I do give poetry a shot, and I would like to present one of my pieces in front of all of you. So the piece that I've written is titled "What If the Sky Would Come Falling Down." Now, this particular poem speaks about how we wait for a certain moment or a certain time to occur in our life to do certain things. Wherein, uh, if you all must have understood this by now, that in life we often say that I will do this once I have this particular day done. I will do this day, one day. But it all boils down to what day will we actually do it. So it goes like, if the end was near, would you let go the fear? Binding shackles of frown meant thou in a crown. Onto a land far away, with sunshine creaking through withered leaves and heaps of hay, next to a crooked window where coffee brews. Out beyond the vices of agony lies a child timid and shy. With wings broken, he hopes to fly. Soothing winds caressing his temple. Maybe if the end was near, he'd try and look past the cry. Gazing the horizon stands a bird, with a desperate desire to join the herd. What if the sky came falling down? Tearing this earth, would he be accepted as a flightless bird? Time has made us slaves of misery. We fear to make ourselves a mockery, but the leap of faith still awaits day by day, date by date. What if the end came flooding across? Would we be ready to pay the cost? A voice that got suppressed deep within, would it bloom tearing down the skin? Oh, so many ifs and so many woulds, if only we knew what we could. But we wait for the sky to come falling down because we have ample of time to frown. to fuss over things mere and neglecting the dear. If the ultimate solace is just a myth, is there an undying purpose to live? Or is the chaos of silence the pioneer of this drive, the hustle for lust, or the satisfaction race that we hold on to? A few minutes, some seconds, or fractions that are left within. Would life be gallant if the world came crushing down, an ode to what may have been, if only the sky would have come falling down? Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you liked this little piece, and we would now like to move towards the next performee that we have in house. Let me tell you that this performee is a very dear friend of mine and has been writing amazing poems in the lockdown period and has definitely brushed her skills quite a lot. And I'm sure you guys would be more than delighted to hear from her. So, Miss Ayathi Thakur, I request you to kindly join me onto the virtual stage.
Hi, Schmidt.
Hello, Aditi. How are you?
I am good, and I hope you're good too. And everyone watching me over here is always like doing better. That's good. And you spoke a wonderful poem. You recited it quite interestingly. Although I do not have the rights to question you right now, as you are questioning all the other performers over here. So I'll begin with my performance. Today, I am going to recite a poem by William Blake. The poem titles as Night, and it goes like, the sun descending in the west, the evening star does shine. The birds are silent in their nest, and I must seek for mine. The moon, like a flower, in heaven's high bower, with silent delight sits and smiles on the night. Farewell, green fields and happy groves, where lambs have nibbled, silent moves. The feet of the angels bright, unseen they pour blessing, and the joy without ceasing on each bud and blossom, and each sleeping bosom. They look in every thoughtless nest, where birds are covered warm. They visit every caves of the beast, to keep them all from the harm. If they see any weeping, if they see any weeping that should have been sleeping, they pour sleep on their head and sit down by their bed. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Thakur. That was definitely a very beautiful recitation of the poem. And before I move towards the chit chat that I would like to have with you, I do want to know, what was this question that you were afraid to ask?
I was not going to ask a question, but as far as I remember, you wrote this poem a while ago. And actually, we wrote this poem a while ago, not just you. And
Yes. I did write this poem a long time ago, and you did help me out with it.
yes, we did it together. So there are no such questions that I wanted to ask. But why did you write this poem? I just wanted to know the essence of this poem.
Well, to be very honest, I was supposed to submit a piece for some competition or some magazine. I don't quite recall what the incident was, but I randomly happened to ask one of my seniors that please give me a topic that I can write on, because I cannot think of anything.
Yes.
And within a second, he turned up with this topic, like, go and write on this. And I liked it quite a lot. I think about it for like an hour and a half, and I kept thinking, what are all the perspectives that I can, think about on this particular topic. And then I started penning it down, and then I sent it to a few friends of mine, including you. And then you had some amazing inputs to add to it, and that's how it turned out.
Yeah, that's how this poem turns out to be so beautiful, and you recited it so good as well. And now it's my time to be the bait. Ask the questions. Let them
well,
flow.
well. The ringmaster is back in action, we see. So, Aditi, I would love to ask you that, since you've almost spent 3 years at the university, you'll be
Yes.
completing 3 years in a few months.
Yes,
I
yes.
really would like to ask you, how has your experience been so far at our university?
Like at lovely professional university in general, the experience has been amazing. I've met a lot of people around there, and like I've met such beautiful souls, such helping people, even the faculties, excluding Mr. Ishmael. I've met such amazing faculties, and now that I have Vaishali ma'am, now that she knows me, and it's a matter of pride for myself. So this year has been a bit special for me, although amidst the lockdown, but it has been one of the most special years of my college. The first year, like the people who are reciting, we have Diksha over here. Diksha is a fresher and she has like wrote a poetry and she's reciting in the literary showcase. I was just like a noob student in my first year. I used to go to my college, back to hostel, go to the college, back to hostel, attend my classes, do my CAs. And then in the second year, I met a lot of friends. I made a few of them. Yeah, now you can do this. Now you can bow down to yourself. Yeah, so this is just that's how it started and that's how it's going. It has been like I've been immensely supported throughout my journey of 3 years in this university. And one who is planning to visit the university and taking admission should definitely go for it. That's my piece of advice for everyone.
Very well, Ms. Thakur. Your experience is definitely quite interesting, and I would really like to ask you that you've been writing poems for a long time now. You've been exploring the poetess side of yours for quite a bit, and I really want to know: is there a future that you have that you see, wherein you see yourself as an established poet, or some place where you see your work getting published? Are there any plans as such?
I definitely do see myself getting published, not just as a poet, but as an author as well. I write a few short stories also, but I just promote only my poems. It's just that yes, I do have a future. I do want to have a future in this, and it'll be great. Like 5 years from now, I see myself publishing a poem book, my own, which will include all my personal experiences, not just the ones in a particular topic. Yes, all that I've written in this lockdown and far more I'm going to write. So that's how it is.
Well, I would definitely like inspiration credits on those. But jokes apart, I really wish you all the very best for all the future endeavors that you have. And I would like to pose this final question to you before we move towards the
Sure.
panel discussion, which is
That's catching a bullet.
what is it that inspired you to start writing? I mean, I know for a fact that you've been into literature for quite some years now. Even if you started participating in the second year, right since
Yeah.
your school time, you've been into literature. I really
Yes.
want to know what is it that invoked the knack of literature in you.
Like it all started with something like it's related to nature. One day I woke early in the morning, and it was in my eighth standard, I guess. And I was just studying and just turning pages around. I thought like about writing something. It was the days of winters, I guess. And like I saw the droplets of water on the leaves and all that. It quite intrigued me. So I started writing, and the first poem that I wrote in Hindi was a poem on sunshine, a poem on how sun rises and how like sun sets. It's a complete journey, and that's my favorite poem as well as of now. Till now, I've written all those.
Well, that is definitely quite interesting, and nature can be a really amazing muse if you wish to write, I'm sure.
It is.
And
It is.
yes, and ladies and gentlemen, once again, if you wish to, showcase your talents just the way our literary enthusiasts are portraying their skills towards this showcase, I request you to please go and register yourself onto your UMS accounts for the Literary Society of Lovely Professional University. And I hope to see you all coming up with exciting new ideas and honing your skills better at the society. With that being said, it is now time for the next segment of today's showcase, which is the panel discussion. Now, today we have a topic that is quite interesting, and I'm pretty sure if there are any teenagers or any students who are even not from the university, who are younger than the university level, would be quite interested to listen to the views on this particular topic, because I am pretty sure for every single person who has owned a smartphone ever, this thought must have crossed their mind. And the topic for today is, should smartphones be allowed in school? And I'm sure that for the fickle minded teen and the youth who just want to be on their smartphones all day would say a yes within a jiff. But I definitely want to know from all the intellectuals present in the house today about what is their thoughtfully curated opinion on this particular topic. I would like
Smartphones being allowed in school, because firstly, there is no need for it, because we go to school to study, to participate in extracurricular activities, and just to have fun and gain knowledge, right? So what is the reason, or the reason to get a personal mobile phone in school? So this is something I would like to say. And also, bringing a mobile phone in school will only distract students from what they are actually supposed to do. Firstly, because in school, a teacher cannot look after every student, seeing that they are studying or they are using their phone. So during the classes, students would use their phone, play mobile games, or chat with other students. So this is very wrong. Also, during the tests and exams, they would practice malpractices like cheating, and just texting one another about what is the answer to this, what is the answer to that. So that is very wrong. And um, also, you see, students are not very responsible when it comes to handling expensive things in public places. Like, even I'm not that responsible right now. And so there is a chance that things might get stolen, or students might break them in during some disputes or fights that keep on happening in schools. So these are some reasons due to which I say that I am against smartphones being allowed in school.
Well, definitely, that is quite an intriguing opinion, I must say. And you were quite right when you said that people aren't quite careful with expensive things. I mean, imagine if you give, if sixth graders, seventh graders are given, and this is something that I'm saying from experience. I've seen seventh grade students, sixth grade students here in Bombay having smartphones such as iPhones, which are pretty expensive for that matter. And they are not very careful, and it's not their fault. They are kids at the end of the day. So
Yeah.
I do believe that if schools allow smartphones, the demand for smartphones from the children to their parents would definitely increase a lot. And I don't think there is any kid nowadays who settles for something less than an iPhone or a OnePlus or a Samsung, and these brands definitely are quite expensive. So I
Yeah.
too do believe that they should not really be allowed in school. It's a different case when they enter college. Well, thank you so much, Madam Diksha, for your opinion, and I will come back to you for the conclusion. For now, I would like to move forward to the next panelist that we have in the house. I would request Ms. Thakur to kindly present her views.
Hi, Shmit again, and hello everyone. अभी ये टॉपिक आई विल बी डीलिंग इन हिंदी, क्योंकि ऐसे कई सारे पेरेंट्स हैं, ऐसे कई सारे टीचर्स हैं जो अभी हमें देख रहे हैं. तो आज मैं ये बोलना चाहती हूँ कि येस, आई एम स्ट्रिक्टली अगेंस्ट कीपिंग मोबाइल फोन्स इन स्कूल्स. मैं सख्त खिलाफ हूँ इस चीज के कि हमें बच्चों को स्कूल पे मोबाइल ले जाने देना चाहिए. वो सारे पॉइंट्स जो दीक्षा ने कवर किए हैं वो बहुत हद तक बिल्कुल सही है. कहीं ना कहीं बच्चे काफी महंगी चीजों की डिमांड करेंगे, उन्हें संभालना इतना आसान होता भी नहीं है जितना हम सोचते हैं. हालांकि जहां तक आप सोचेंगे मेरे बारे में, मैं ये खुद कह रही हूँ, किसी भी क्षण मेरा फोन मेरे हाथ से गिरकर टूट सकता है. तो वो 6वीं 7वीं 8वीं के बच्चे किसी चीज को इतनी आसानी से संभाल नहीं सकते. दूसरी बात जो हम करने जाएंगे वो है कंपटीशन की. कंपटीशन इन द सेंस कि आप एक सोसाइटी के लेवल पे अपने आप को कहाँ रखते हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अगर मेरे फ्रेंड इश्मत के पास उसके पेरेंट्स ने उसे आईफोन दिला दिया है और मेरे पेरेंट्स सिर्फ एक सैमसंग अफोर्ड कर सकते हैं. लेट्स जस्ट टॉक अबाउट द फाइनेंशियल स्टेबिलिटी ऑफ द फैमिली. आप अगर एक हाई स्कूल ग्रेडर को एक महंगा फोन दिला देंगे, दैट टू इन हिज टीनेज यहाँ पे कंसिडर करना बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी है, क्योंकि वो शायद ही सबसे कंफ्यूजिंग फेज होता है लाइफ का, जैसा कि हम सब जानते हैं. तो बिल्कुल इस चीज में एक बेमतलब का कंपटीशन बढ़ेगा. जिसके कोई मायने नहीं होंगे कि हाँ माँ, इश्मित के पास तो इतना अच्छा फोन है, मुझे ये क्यों नहीं दिलाया। वो आपकी फैमिली पे, आपके परिवार पे बेवजह का फिजूल का प्रेशर डालेगा, और इसीलिए ही शायद स्कूल्स में फोन्स अलाउड नहीं होने चाहिए। थैंक यू।
Definitely, Aditi, that is quite an apt point for today's discussion, and very well said about the financial constraints that it would put on the families as well. Thank you so much for presenting your views, and we would now like to move towards the third panelist that we have for today. I request Ms. Reshma to kindly turn on their camera.
Yeah, thank you so much once again. Yeah, even I'm opposing it completely. Like, there are a lot of points I could tell. Like, imagine, let's say there's a class with strength of 40 students and 39 are having iPhone, and the one is left with no phone, and they are going to a dorm. Everyone will be like clicking photos, right? And the left out students will obviously will be feeling insecure, and they might also feel underprivileged because their parents are not buying them phone, and especially not an iPhone. And also, let's say like at least 80 to 90% students wouldn't other by the rules if phones were allowed and teachers say like you should not use it during classes. Is that going to happen? Like, definitely not, right? And it's also a growing age where like most of the kids will be wanting to like, okay, yeah, come on, dude, like let's break the rules, let's bring phone to school, use it class times and all. So I'm completely against allowing it. Yeah.
Definitely, it would create a sense of competition and would definitely be a trouble for all the rules that are there in school. I agree. So, before we move towards the conclusion, I would like to pose a question to all the panelists today. That what do you think would be the right measure if, in case, the smartphones are actually allowed in schools? And obviously, all the worst problems that we actually discussed will definitely come true. But what do you think would be the solution to this if smartphones are allowed in, high schools and educational institutes that are below the college level as of now? Do you think, minded that canceling that particular petition is not an option? So when you say your answer, please don't say that it should be banned again, because let's just go with the presumption that they are allowed and they are here to stay. So what do you think would be the best way to tackle situations under this case? I would first like to move towards Ms. Deeksha.
Um, all right. So, if in case smartphones are allowed in schools and institutions below the college level, then I think that they should, give some other phones, not the personal mobile phones, but other smartphones, which are given by the school itself to the students for educational purposes or research purposes, or for yes, for educational purposes. If they want students to bring the smartphones, so they should provide them smartphones aside from all these social media apps, or even a camera, for instance, because students are always very mischievous and they want to do mischievous activities, like cyberbullying is also very common nowadays, because students click photographs and they make some meme out of it, or photoshop it in some way. So I think that if in case they allow smartphones, then they should provide some different kinds of smartphones which do not have these social media apps, or which are only for research purpose, or only for the students personal use in creating assignments, or some reports. So that is what I think. Yeah.
Definitely, that is a quite interesting approach towards the problem, I must say, and it is a very right measure or a right protocol to be instated, I must say, because if we allow, if the institutes set up a particular standard guidelines to have the particular smartphones that the individual students will possess, as in if they set up a particular cost limit, a particular software limit, that it should not be higher than this or lower than this, I think that would really help to regulate the use of smartphones if they are allowed in school. Thank you so much, Diksha, for your opinion. And I would now like to move towards Ms. Reshma and would like to know her answer to the proposed question.
Yeah, if it's a lot, then we have both options. Like, one was said by Diksha, we can go for those mobiles or tab, whatsoever it is, like which are only used for assignment purpose or studies purpose. And the other thing is maybe we can have those I don't know exactly what they call. It's like it's a detector where it will be detecting if someone is carrying electronic items, including a watch and all, I guess. So maybe if that's placed in the entrance of the class, so telling students to put their mobiles in the lockers, and then if a student is also entering with mobile inside classroom, so they'll be obviously getting caught. So these are two ways, because in this generation and in this era, like obviously we are running in this technology only, and it's also getting developed by each day, right? So these can be two measures to adhere to the rules, actually.
Well, very well said. That is quite an interesting approach that we can have towards this particular problem. Thank you so much, Ms. Reshma. And I would now like to ask to both the panelists who are there with me right now about what would you like to say in conclusion of today's discussion. We've heard both the sides of stories. We've seen about the aspect that would be covered if the smartphones are made uh, are granted permission to be used in schools. We've seen the aspect of why they should not be granted in school. So I would really like to know your concluding statements from both the panelists today. And moving first with Ms. Deeksha to know what her conclusion is on the given topic.
Uh, all right. So I would conclude by saying that smartphones should not be allowed in schools because of the various reasons that are mentioned, that are spoken before. And if in case they are allowed, then they should be some different kinds of smartphones, or some smartphones that are provided by the school itself for students for educational purposes. So that is what I would like to conclude.
Very well, Ms. Deeksha. Thank you so much for all the opinions that you have put forth in front of us and to the performance that you gave at the start. It was truly a delight to be with you, to be witnessing your performances and your views. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And I would now like to move towards Ms. Reshma to see what she has to say for her conclusion.
Yeah, again and again, I'm against it. Like allowing mobiles in school is obviously not a valid point. And in case if it's definitely needed, then we should be following those strict rules and regulations. That's the only way. Like even we students carry mobile laptop to college, and it should be in a strict way. Yeah.
Definitely. So I think it's safe to say that you are all in for moderation is the key in case there is uh, if mobile phones are allowed in schools, and
Yeah.
if they are not, that's definitely the best way to go forward.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Ms. Reshma, for such amazing views and the performance that you gave. It was absolutely a delight to have a conversation with you, and I wish you all the best for all your future endeavors. And ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for us to bid adieu. But once again, as I said, if you too are interested in the field of literature and want to hone your literary skills, please go and register yourselves on the UMS accounts that you guys have for the Literary Society of Lovely Professional University, and we'd be more than glad to assist you on your way towards learning better things and uh, increasing your skills and making you better individuals ready for the future. With this, I would like to now sign off. This is your host Ishmit Tenge signing off from an amazing week that we've had at the cultural showcase of the Literary Society of Lovely Professional University. I hope you all are doing very well. Stay home, stay safe, take care, and be in touch in case you want to enhance your literary skills. Thank you so much.